Hey, hey, hey. Nowadays I'm too cool for a girlfriend. Nowadays I don't know when the world spins. Live your life like we die when the world ends. It's alright every time we fucking break a sin. Nowadays shit's not the same. Life switched lanes, now these hoes act strange. And I lost my grip on the world and bliss. Hey, it's so lonely on the east side. I don't give a fuck, I keep it real, I'm not gonna let it slide. Now she see me up, she let me fuck, want me to come inside. Broski going dumb, hopped in the car, he said he down to ride. You a little pup, stop playing tough, ain't make no sacrifice. Yeah, smoking cookie for my appetite. I don't trust nobody, people talking and be telling lies. We just wanna win and shock them all and catch them by surprise. I was tossed it down until we up and then we all rise. Yeah, but niggas don't stick to the G code. Ballin' on my haters, I think that I'm stuck in beast mode. Make it through the foul, run to the line and make the free throw. I think that I'm D-Rose, do 'em like I'm Debo. Hey, but I like to fade away. I got these diamonds on me, and these bitches all in my face. And you wanna be a star, and you wanna win the race. But you cannot rock with me, cause I was gone on a chase. Nowadays, I'm too cool for a girlfriend. Nowadays, I don't know when the world spins. Live your life like we die when the world ends. It's alright every time we fucking break a sin. Nowadays, shit's not the same. Life switched lanes, now these hoes act strange. And I lost my grip on the world and bliss. I think it's so damn strange what these people be saying. I could never even listen to a word that they say. I'm on the west side, that's the best side. By the cliff, smoking blicks, this the best high. And I got a shawty with the best eyes. Talking shit, girl, why you putting up a fight? I'm in my own world, far from the satellites. They want my information, they get no conversation. Cause nowadays everybody calling. I need a manager cause I can't really fuck with nobody. I can't really fuck with nobody, I'm so Hey, but I like to fade away. I got these diamonds on me, and these bitches all in my face. And you wanna be a star, and you wanna win the race. But you cannot rock with me, cause I was gone on a chase. Nowadays, I'm too cool for a girlfriend. Nowadays, I don't know when the world spins. Live your life like we die when the world ends. It's alright every time we fucking break a sin.
Alright, folks, welcome to the live stream. Today we'll be taking a look at The Perfect Citizen again for a third stream today. I gotta turn my stuff on real quick, so. Alright, here we go, folks. It's time we get into it today. We're gonna take a look at The Perfect Citizen again, online and on Estrogen, YouTube's physical media community 2. I should say, a sequel to his YouTube's physical media community uncovered video. It's not really a sequel, but I guess he'll dive into more of the physical media community people and talk about them. But yeah. Anyway, without further ado, folks, it's time we get into it and react to the physical media community online and on Estrogen, YouTube's physical media community. So take it away.
Introducing Remarkable Paper Pro, the ultimate paper tablet.
The internet is often a dangerous and unforgiving space. Those brave enough to reveal their personality online are exposed to endless critique from countless people. Oftentimes, the most vulnerable members of society will innocently display their character to the world, and while they may garner the attention they are looking for, they unknowingly become targets for the online predators that quietly search for prey. The word predator is one word that can be applied to the individual known as Valerie Robertson. Valerie is a 19-year-old YouTuber popular for the drama surrounding their YouTube channel. One can say that their channel channel, and identity for that matter, has undergone many changes over the years. Valerie's channel was created on June 1st, 2017. It was originally called T-Pop, and at the time, Valerie posted content regarding physical media. Over the years, Valerie changed their channel name on several occasions. After coming out as trans in 2022, they changed their channel name to Valerie Flowers, although shortly after, this was changed for the last time to Valerie Robertson. A significant portion of Valerie's videos mock members of the physical media community. Valerie has targeted individuals such as Dan Sobel, Ben Lucero, and Hunter Wagle. The common criticism
Oh,
of
man.
users being that they are man-children. Unfortunately, Valerie does not limit their criticism to the physical media community. Numerous online users have had Valerie condemn them, including several former friends and even family members. One such example is a case of Andy Kishore. Andy was a longtime subscriber of Valerie Robertson until he misgendered Valerie during a Hangout stream on YouTube. A screenshot
Oh,
of the live
no.
shows Andy calling
What a
Valerie he.
betrayal. The drama gets real. Dang, he's actually reading chat again. What's so bad about that movie is I've never seen it. I wasn't expecting him to read the chat fast.
Him. When Valerie saw the chat, they decided to make a community post directed to Andy. The post read, "Andy, I really hope that's not me you're referring to when you say him and he. If you are, come on, man. You of all people should know how I feel about misgendering. Don't do it again if that's the case." After Andy made a comment ignoring the point of the post, Valerie's henchman Bob the
That's what
Seether
actually-
fan
that's what
responded by
happened.
echoing Valerie's point. Andy then posted a very passive-aggressive comment in which he explains that he will now be copying and pasting the user's exact name to avoid misgendering accidents. Valerie decided to create a commentary video about the misgendering situation, which promptly ended their relationship with Andy. Valerie does not show commitment to anyone, not even their most loyal followers. Bob the Seether fan, who
Bob's
once
Music
defended
and
Valerie,
Media
claimed
House. What the heck? Fan of music and rock.
maintain their relationship. Although there is little information known about their falling out, there have been some community posts that allude to their conflict. One post that Bob the Seether fan made reads, "I just made a deal with Valerie. If I object to anything I do, the consequences are going to be very, very brutal." Another post from Bob goes a bit more in depth. "We just haven't been talking as of lately. That's as much as I'm gonna say. I ended up saying a lot of things I should not have said, and I was heavily involved in a lot of harassment she was given at the end of last year. Then I said something really horrible and dismissive in DMs, and it went downhill from there. I took a break, came back, and I wanted to talk about some of the extra stuff that has been going on after I came back from break. And here come the people who were harassing Val, pouring their shit on me just because I was so close with her at the time. So to answer your question, we are not talking now, but we do not hate each other, and things are going to get better someday. Somehow. Valerie makes no attempt to keep drama private. Whenever conflict arises, they publicize it for everyone to see. The prime example of this is the rivalry they have with their cousin Owen, which for some reason played out on YouTube community tabs rather than being handled privately. Their dispute began after Valerie nearly wrote a short story out of the trauma that Owen caused them. The posts read the following: "You know what? I'm in a raring mood tonight. Let's talk about my history with my cousin Owen. I'd just like to tell everyone some of my favorite experiences with him. Let's start with 2017 to 2018. Why don't we? So in middle school, we would be around each other a lot, and there would be times where it feels like he would try to out me or embarrass me in public out of nowhere. He would try to pass stuff like that off as a joke or just messing with you, but I know damn well that his intentions were to try to push me down and push himself up so he would look more cool in front of the kids there. One time he also threatened me, saying that he would tell everyone what you have. I forget the context of it. He didn't even say it, but it really did show how kind and caring of a friend he was. Granted, I was a little during that time too, but I never once threatened to expose something about him to people. I just wanted someone to be friends with, but he had no problem outing me for his own personal gain. During 2018, there was a church camp called Camp Emmanuel, and there was this kid there who would act really creepy towards me. The biggest thing he would do was hug me without my consent, and no joke, would sniff my hair. That is creepy to the extreme. Not to mention he was nearly 18, whereas I was 13. So where does Owen come into this, you may ask? Well, he gets word of this, and instead of helping me out and telling a counselor about what the kid was doing, he joins in on it. He knew that hugging made me uncomfortable, but he didn't care, because the only thing he cares about is himself and his image. And when I asked him to tell that kid to stop, he's like, "No, you do it," because he must get some satisfaction from seeing me uncomfortable or something. Let's move on to 2019. I've explained what happened during that year before, but to give it a brief summary, I flipped out over some merch that Owen's friend was putting out, and I threatened to sue them if they made merch out of me or something. I don't look back at that very fondly. I was very unreasonable, and I did a lot of stuff that I regret doing. Although there is something I'd like to point out. Owen, who was pretty content with clowning me alongside his group of friends at the time, all of a sudden changed his demeanor and started telling me, we need to move past this. We're cousins. We should be friends. Which, as we explained before, is complete bullshit, because that didn't seem to matter when he was trying to humiliate me to boost his own ego. But I reluctantly agreed to his truce because of the pressure that was put on me. Fast forward to 2021, and yeah, this is where the shitty behavior Owen has is in full force. I ended up moving in with him in September or so, and oh my god, I was genuinely surprised at the I found out he was doing there. There would be several occasions where he would beat not only his mother, which, to be honest, I don't feel sympathy for because she did the same to him, but his own sister, who, might I add, was 13 years old. I mentioned before he was a narcissist. Here's probably my favorite quote from him. It goes, I don't need empathy. I'm better than you, peasant. God made me differently. I'm not kidding. Those are actual words that came from his mouth. Oh yeah, I should also mention one time he got so bad that he nearly tried to kill his mother, and my dad had to tap him to the ground. But really, I think one of the biggest factors for his behavior is his mom for raising him to be the way he is. And the American healthcare system. All they've done is just take him to the hospital for a few hours until he calms down, which does all. Oh yeah, he's sexist too. I've heard him say several times before that women are so emotional. Made me want to knock his teeth out when I heard that. So yeah, I hate Owen as a person. He's narcissistic, abusive, sexist, and just a horrible person all around. He keeps trying to get in contact with me, and I can't stand it. I want nothing to do with him after all this And Owen, if you're reading this, don't even bother giving me a lecture about how I have no social filter, like you did back in October. I don't want to hear any of it. You and your mother for raising you to become the way you are. In response to the massive trauma dump, Owen responded with a trauma dump of his own. I hope you're happy with yourself. I can't sleep. I have school in a few days. I've cried so hard I was shaking. I really do only wish the best for you. I'm not lying one bit. You're the one with the lack of empathy here. I was actually feeling good about myself, and I wasn't dealing with constant negative thoughts, and my emotions were pretty stable. Then I see you make this whole thing out of nowhere, and you've undone weeks of progress towards bettering myself. You seriously need help. Even if I'm not family to you, I'm still a human being, and you are too. Please stop with me, with Rosina, which I have seen your post about, and I don't side with her either, but you're blatantly attacking her. With my mom, with everyone. You're the bad guy here, and what's the worst thing? You'll get away with this. You'll do it again to other people, and you won't feel the slightest bit of remorse for them. Even after all this, I still believe you're not a bad person deep down. I wanted to talk with you again, to maybe reconcile with you, but I don't want to anymore, because you've demonstrated in these past few months how utterly hateful and bitter you've become. You're destroying my self-esteem, which I barely had to begin with, and you're honestly making me feel super horrible. I doubt you care one bit about all this, though. To end it all off, Valerie responded by confirming Owen's suspicions. You got that last part right. I don't really feel remorse for Rosina, nor you. Not gonna run away from that fact. There is no conflict more relevant than what revolves around Rosina. Rosina is a 21-year-old girl who was once friends with Valerie. After a massive falling out, Rosina and Valerie became enemies, with insults being thrown both ways. Rosina made claims that Valerie was an ableist, and Valerie made claims that Rosina was a pedophile. Several community posts were made condemning each other, although it appeared that Valerie was having a lot more fun with the drama than Rosina was having. One post displays Valerie's disregard for the situation. Another displays their satisfaction with
why did you unblock them if you're still friends with Rosina? I'm not mad, and I'm not starting a fight with you. It's gonna see her and her friends get mad and try to defend her actions.
Drama. Yet Valerie viewed themselves as a victim of Rosina's scheming. A post that Valerie made read, I'd like to say something real quick about a part of that held for review Rosina comment, where she said, to think, I used to be friends with you and look up to you. No, Rosina, you didn't. You never did. All you viewed me as was a pawn in your little game, a minion that you could use to do whatever you want with. If you really looked up to me, then you would have been even the slightest bit considerate of my feelings, but you weren't. The fact that you have the gall to say that I'm taking you too seriously says it all right there. Literally, the only things I've done wrong were the fix your problems crap and dragging other people who didn't want to be involved into this. But that in no way excuses what you did. You said that it was because of my channel being drama-oriented. No, you didn't care that I was making drama content. You only started caring when I made a video about you. And let's not ignore the fact that you've made several call-out videos before too. I'll never forget the can't you be more positive garbage you gave me. Have you never stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, your actions have consequences too? I had self-loathing issues for several months after our argument. I told myself that I needed to stay quiet whenever I had problems, that I should only focus on positive things. I even apologized to the person who planted those thoughts in my mind, and it wasn't until June that I had a mental break and I let everything out. Their relationship climaxed with a 4-hour stream where Valerie, Keegan Salisbury, Rebel Shadow, and Savage Gamer took turns insulting and wishing death upon Rosina.
Dude,
Oh.
Rosina in general is just a horrid human being. She is absolutely the most insufferable piece of human excrement I have ever had the misfortune of spending an extended amount of time with. I hope she fucking perishes in the 9 circles of hell. And you wonder why
man.
I said I wanted to kill Rosina.
So Rosina, if you're watching this, fuck you. That's all.
Have fun in prison, Rosina. Don't get raped. Don't drop the soap, otherwise I'm coming in there.
Because you might get something shoved up there, and it won't be a Keyblade.
It'll be my diamond-studded
This spring, you deserve a break.
Okay.
On Brio.com, get up to 20% off and free transfers thanks.
Rebel Shadow wrote a letter to Rosina, which he read out on stream.
Okay, the statement says, and I quote, "Dearest Rosina, not only have you shown that you cannot handle criticism or community feedback, but you've also shown pure incompetence as a leader of any community. Open your eyes, you fucking spastic. The world doesn't revolve around you. If you cannot treat your friends with any amount of respect, you do not deserve to be part of any community. On that note, why the fuck do we even keep obese bundles of sticks like you around acting like they know anything? As it is regarded by many of us, you are a toxic, immature pedophile in an age where we can take you down in a heartbeat when we put all our minds and power to it. We no longer claim you as a friend, if we could even call you one to begin with. You, ma'am, are a fucking lol cow. Suck my dick and choke on it. I yield my time. Fuck you. Best regards, Rebel Shadow. Diamond."
Keegan Salisbury followed up with a rant of his own.
Rosina, if you're listening to this, fuck you. Fuck your friends. You have got me into all this drama for no good fucking reason. You are quite literally one of the most fucked up people I have ever had the displeasure of meeting in this entire motherfucking planet. And
Oh,
because
man.
of your shit, I'm pretty sure you were like 100% the reason why I had to deal with constant harassment every single motherfucking day. But unlike you, I managed to like make peace with a lot of the people that have harassed me in the past. Honestly, Rosina, you are a fucking disgrace to the entire physical media and obscure media community. We do not want you back in this community ever again.
What makes things interesting is that both Rebel Shadow and Valerie have admitted to having feelings for Rosina at some point.
And the worst part is, when I met her, I actually had feelings for her. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. Okay, how do I put this? Well, it's simple actually. I was crushing on Rosina at that point.
This leads one to believe that their hatred toward Rosina could stem from being rejected, which would not be unlikely. With Valerie often being the core of the drama, it's easy to blame them for online feuds that have occurred. Bob the Seether fan, Rosina, and many more would likely agree. But it must be understood that Valerie's behavior does not arise from nothing. They are a victim of trauma and poor parenting. Unfortunately, their mother died when they were young, which left Valerie to be raised by their father, James Branch. James appears to have a checkered past. Court records show several charges to a James W. Branch. In 2003, James was charged with operating while intoxicated and endangering a person, as well as operating a vehicle with a blood alcohol content of more than 0.15%. The court found James guilty and sentenced him to 1-year probation. In 2008, James was charged with false or fictitious registration, which he failed to appear in court for. In 2009, James was charged with possession of cocaine or a narcotic drug. He was arrested and taken to jail. The court found him guilty of possession of cocaine, a Class D felony. James was arrested on December 11, 2010, due to an outstanding warrant in relation to this charge. A few months later, the court found that James had violated his probation, and in return, he was punished with 68 days in jail. In 2022, James was charged with operating a motor vehicle without financial responsibility, although this case was dismissed. And finally, as of July 9th, 2024, a case has been opened by James's place of residence, attempting to evict him from his apartment. For a father with such a vast history regarding his legal problems, one would think that he would be neglectful toward his children. Yet this seems to be the opposite to how he acts, at least at face value. James has gone out of his way to defend Valerie. During the misgendering situation with Andy Kishore, he posted a video to his YouTube channel in which he responds to Fugitive Red Eye's live stream covering the drama.
Hello there, my name is Jim. I've had some couple videos brought to my attention. I saw there was an accidental misgendering, I guess I would say, but But why did it have to go that route, acting like my child was harassing you, my daughter? Because that is who that is. Valerie Flowers is my daughter. So you had to make a 2-hour live stream when basically you're talking about something you have no idea about. You're uninformed. So it makes you just sound like a bunch of bros talking about how much you hate transgender people because they picked on your buddy. Well, you picked on one of my kids. I take that very seriously. I am far too old to be bullied, and that's what it sounded like y'all were exactly trying to do to my daughter. And I said, you gonna come bullying, you come bully me. That's how I bully right back. I like bullying little sweet fucking LARPers like you. So no, man, I have no subscribers. So it'll all just be punching down. So best punch down good, because I come back with some more.
Ultimately, this video served no use other than to embarrass Valerie and their father. It would not be surprising to learn that James tried to take Valerie's fight into his own hands. Based on posts from Valerie, it appears that James is a narcissist who takes very little time to listen to others. A post made by Valerie reads the following: "My dad never lets me explain why I have a problem with his actions. He talks over me and tries to make me feel guilty for saying that he's done something wrong by his facial expressions and body language. I suggested that he should seek therapy for potential narcissism, and he started shouting at me saying he hates himself and wouldn't let me explain why I think he may have it. He props himself up as an excellent father who would die for his kids, but he won't let me speak when I try to tell him what he needs to do better. I'm very frustrated with how he's been acting. He says I can be open with him, but when I try to, I can't. I can't explain why I've been so stressed out for the past few years, not even to my own father who says I can. I love him, but I'm not comfortable at all trying to talk to him." In a Discord server, Valerie further explains their frustrations with their father. "I wish I could be motivated to do really anything. I got done having one of those talks with my dad where I get how frustrated I am, and all the responses I would get were, oh, support him with love, anger does nothing. And it just makes me ask, do you want me to get my feelings out or not? My dad makes me ask that whenever he's like this. They expect me to just nod along and act like I'm okay with everything when I'm not. I hate how he has to rely on cigarettes and other drugs to stay calm for even just a little bit. Now when there's other people around, it's better because I know it's not just going to be me and him, but when we're alone, it's a different story. He basically gets free reign over all conversation. What he says goes, and I don't get to speak unless he says so. Well, at the same time saying shit like, you can talk to me about anything. Well, guess what, Dad? I have tried to, but you won't let me speak. And when I do, it's only for less than a minute before you go back on your half-an-hour-long tirade about whatever it is." Despite Valerie's resentment toward their father, James made a post through Valerie's YouTube channel owning up to his mistakes. "This is Jim. Malachi's post on me was warranted. I have not been a good parent. I chose not. Some things take time to forgive, and others may never be forgotten. I am what is known as a chucho in Latinx culture. It is undependable. I just pray my influence doesn't corrupt Malachi. I love you. Always know this, but I have made a monster of myself to remove the burden of being a man. I don't want that for you all." As of August 2024, Valerie hasn't posted on their channel in 6 months. They haven't posted on their YouTube community page in 8 months. They have been inactive online in general, which is likely a good thing as it allows Valerie to avoid drama that may be weighing them down. We can only hope that the time away from the internet has allowed Valerie to better themselves and to see life in a new light. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Alright, that wraps it up for this one, folks. Alright. Alright, that wraps it up for this one, folks. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to also like and subscribe, and also feel free to check out The Perfect Citizen also as well. And also shout out to LTM Vlogs and Editorials, and also The Silver Bell Show and DX Fan #1 on YouTube. And also stay tuned for this Thursday, as there will be a live interview with Divencello, coming on